Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Daryloth. Thank you guys for checking out the channel and deciding to click on an hour plus long video of a guy playing Elder Scrolls Legends. So, starting things off, I wanted to just clarify that I already recorded this deck intro, and I had to scrap about an hour of footage because the audio was so bad. Uh, Basically, if you guys haven't seen, this deck is based on the Mana Marco lore video that I did on my YouTube channel. Just released it a few days ago. I think it's really good. I'm very proud of it. If you haven't seen it, please do me a favor and at least check it out. It's called Mana Marco King of Worms Lore Deep Dive or something like that. Uh, anyway, so I recorded that and it's basically like a video essay with a lot of pictures and quotes and editing and whatnot. Some gameplay cutscenes and whatever. And when I'm doing those videos, I have to record a big long script. So the script for the Mana Marco lore video was 10 pages, no, it was 12 pages long, which is a lot. It's a lot to write and research, and I had to do footnotes and everything because I had to figure out where my sources came from. And anyway, so I use a more professional sounding microphone than the one that I use when I'm recording just normal gameplay because those are intended to be more like podcast type things where people uh, can throw them on and listen to them, and then you can look at the graphics and whatnot if you want, but it's more for audio, it's more for hearing, it's more for listening, comprehending and whatnot. And so I have this nice mic for it, and I don't use that when I record Legends, very specifically because it is a very sensitive mic. So when I'm moving my mouse like this, and clicking, you can really, really hear that on that mic. Like it picks up so badly. And it's a great mic, but I can't use it for anything other than like the video essay stuff. Long story short, I forgot to unplug that mic, and that was the central input for my audio during that entire recording. And I had moved the mic to a different table nearby because my desk is really small. So it's basically like you're hearing me shouting across the room, um, playing Legends, and the audio is just so bad. So I'm not going to use that. Uh, I have been doing recently like the really long videos. So when I do the really long videos, I tend to take a break in between, and during my break, I just miraculously had unplugged the other microphone. So yeah, we're gonna have some normal-ish sounding audio on this version of the recording. But yeah, so uh, anyway, welcome to the video. The deck explanation is, uh, well, this deck is based off of Mana Marco, the King of Worms, who is basically Tamriel's foremost necromancer. And I wanted to do tribal skeletons to tie in with that. So that's what we're running today. It's a very specific version of tribal skeletons, though. It's probably a little bit different than some things that you've seen in the past because this is trying to actually be lore relevant to Mana Marco. So, starting off, we have the Barrow Stalker. Mana Marco, of course, worked with Molag Bal, the uh, Lord of Vampires. And if you are ever wanting to be sickened out, just Google how Molag Bal created vampires. Um, but yeah, so vampires tend to kind of tie in with the undead thing, and they tie in with Mana Marco himself. I really like Barrow Stalkers, and this is a very guard-heavy deck, so I thought that Barrow Stalkers would fit. And the Drain, it's one of the only sources of life gain that we have in this deck, so it's very much appreciated whenever she shows up. Skinned Hound, this is really our first combo piece because we're trying to combo all of our skeletons with the Skeletal Champion and the Bone Colossus here, so Skinned Hound just adds to the combo by being a skeleton. It also is a very solid card that I've wanted to use in decks for quite a while, but I don't know, I feel like as the years have gone on since the Shivering Isles expansion, Skinned Hound has kind of been pushed to the background because there's better stuff to run now. But it does have a really cool effect of giving a creature +0/+2 and guard. So I like Skinned Hound. I think it's cool, and we get a chance to run with it in this deck. Okay, Sorcerer's Negation. We are playing a Sorcerer deck, so it made sense to include this. Plus, Mana Marco himself over here is a Sorcerer. You can see he's holding his Staff of Worms, so the Sorcerer's Negation kind of just fit the bill. It silences a creature, then deals 2 damage to it. It's an extremely powerful effect. It can basically just negate plenty of effects from this game. Wandering Skeleton is a fun card. It's 2/2 for 2, so it basically is just filling our 2-drop slot. You'll see our curve is kind of disgusting in this deck, but Wandering Skeleton is one of our reliable 2s that we can get down. And it has Last Gasp, summon a 1/1 skeleton. So really this thing provides, if the Last Gasp goes off, it provides resources as a 3/3, which can be beneficial for sure. It's just split between 2 creatures after its death. Dark Guardian is a 2/5 for 3. It's one of the best skeletons that you can get. Um, Dark Guardian has Guard, of course, and when your opponent draws a prophecy from a rune being destroyed, you draw a card. So this is an extremely powerful effect to have on board. It really helps you be aggressive with your opponents when they're at a health count that still has runes, and they're sometimes very vital to just staying alive and blocking your own face. So really good defensive card, really helpful for offensive cards as well. Okay, Necromancer's Amulet. So, Necromancer's Amulet, I don't believe is a reference to the Necromancer's Amulet. I think this is just some Necromancer's Amulet, but it is a support, it's ongoing, and when a friendly creature dies, you gain 1 health. So, the whole deal with Necromancer's Amulet is that you really want to get this thing down probably before turn 10. That's when it's going to get its most value for you because your opponent's going to have to trade with you on the board. They're going to have to trade creatures with you if they want to actually get a winning position. So creatures are going to have to die, and you're going to have to gain health as a consequence. It's a good consequence for you, it's a bad consequence for your opponent. So we're basically benefiting from our creatures dying, and it will help us get to a nice health count when we actually get this to proc off. Black Soul Gem is basically the flip side. So instead of gaining health from our creatures dying, we are gaining attack power. So it buffs up creatures in your hand by +1/+1 whenever a creature dies that's on the board. It's a super, super fun effect, and Black Soul Gems fit really well with Mana Marco and Vestari over here, who are uh, very responsible for Black Soul Gems in the 3rd and 4th era, for sure. Bonewalker. Bonewalkers are pretty good. You'll see in this in the games that I have recorded, the Bonewalkers are not kind to me in this game, in this recording. Uh, but they are cool cards. So they're 4 cost, but the main thing that you really want them for is the prophecy. When you get these things on prophecy, it's really nice to throw down. They've got guard, and they have the summon effect of +1/+1 for each enemy creature in the lane that they're summoned to. It's a very strong effect, especially when your opponent has 4 creatures in a lane. You can just throw a Bonewalker down and completely counter anything that they were trying to do. Headless Zombie. Headless Zombie is, in a word, broken. It is a 3/4 for 4, and it consumes a card, and then it can draw a copy of the consumed card upon last gasp. I don't run Dark Rebirth in this deck. I thought that it would have made this janky deck even more janky. However, when Headless Zombie is paired with it, it becomes almost an unstoppable combo of getting anything back that you want from the discard pile, because there's really 2 cards that can grab anything from the discard pile now. It's Headless Zombie, I guess Mausoleum Delver, and Gray Fox, which is crazy. I mean, you really shouldn't be able to pull actions from the discard pile. I guess Iren does the same thing. But you shouldn't really be able to pull actions from the discard pile. It's a very, very overpowered effect because a lot of actions are very, very overpowered. Moving on, Lightning Bolt. Oh, we run Headless Zombie though because it's a skeleton and it's just good. We're already playing a deck that's kind of like kicking yourself in the own head. We're already playing a deck that's super off meta, so I figured throwing in some Headless Zombies wouldn't be too bad. Normally, I'm pretty against meta stuff, but I think that Headless Zombie here is fine because we're not really going to be bringing back anything crazy. The one thing that we could bring back that would be cool is Soul Burst, but I'll give you a spoiler alert, that didn't happen. Okay, now we're moving on to Lightning Bolt. 4 cost action for dealing 4 damage to anything. It's a prophecy. It's really good. Moving on, Piercing Twilight. So Piercing Twilight is not a skeleton nor an undead, but it is a Daedra, and it is connected to Molag Bal because Molag Bal, his daughter, Molag Grunda, is actually a Piercing Twilight, or represented as a Piercing Twilight. So anyway, that's the connection. It's a 4/4 for 4 with guard. The summon is that you choose a card in your opponent's discard pile, then you banish all cards from your opponent's discard pile and deck with the same name as the chosen card. I always have to reiterate this stuff because it might be someone's first time ever watching a Legends video, so they might not know what Piercing Twilight does. I'm sorry if that bothers you. I've never heard anyone complain about it, but I feel like I'm redundant every time I say it. But basically, Piercing Twilight is a super, super, super good card. It's very powerful, and if you're ever running a blue deck, I'd highly suggest putting Piercing Twilights in. Okay, going on to Restless Templar. This is the highest attacking creature that we have that's below 7. So we really want to be making use of this thing. The downside to Restless Templar is that it's very weak. It can be susceptible to silence with the last gasp effect, and all in all, it's just hard to find a good time to put this down sometimes. So that's the biggest downside, but it actually is a very forcing card. I'll wait for the thing to come back. My game froze. It's actually a very forcing card in the sense that your opponent really should silence it or should remove it because it's dealing a whole rune's worth of damage whenever it connects to the face. So um, just a super powerful card, honestly. And the fact that it's a skeleton and can synergize with some of our other skeleton cards is super cool. Okay, Skeleton Champion. This guy is the boss. He is a 4/4 for 4. He's got guard, and his summon is that he gives other friendly skeletons +1/+1. This dude is literally the CEO of skeletons, basically. He can even buff up the Bone Colossus when he comes out, which is pretty cool. So Skeleton Champion, just all in all, very solid. It's got guard as well. He doesn't even buff himself up. He's just humble like that. He buffs up his friends. He saves every bit of 1/1 buff that he has for his friends. He doesn't use all of it for himself. He could, he's got all these 1/1s that he's just able to hand out, but he doesn't give them to himself. He knows that his friends are more important. So Skeleton Champion is kind of a Giga Chad. Like, let's just be honest. His summon is really good though. He gives his other friendly skeletons +1/+1. So he's super important to running a tribal skeletons deck. Okay, Faded Wraith. Faded Wraith is not a skeleton, you'll notice, but it still fits the theme. Faded Wraiths are kind of everywhere in Oblivion. They're actually kind of horrifying. I remember being like, what, 11 and playing Oblivion and getting extremely scared by these wraiths because they're freaky, man. They're genuinely scary enemy types. They like shriek at you and they've got tons of health, so I like the Faded Wraiths quite a bit. They are a 5-cost creature with a 1/3 stat line, and the summon of Faded Wraith is that it draws cards equal to Faded Wraith's power. The only card that can boost Faded Wraith is the Black Soul Gem, so it has to be very situational. This generally goes against my tips as a deck builder. Normally, if I wasn't making a Manamarco themed deck, I wouldn't do this, but it really was I don't know. We needed something to draw, and Faded Wraith was really the only thing that made sense. I wasn't going to put Elusive Schemers in here because that just felt wrong. So Faded Wraith it is. Vestari. So Vestari was a peer of Manamarco while they went to the Sigic Order together many, many years ago in the lore. The summon effect for her is that she fills the lane that she's in with 1/1 skeletons, and she has +1/+0 for each friendly spirit and skeleton. So Faded Wraith actually does kind of come back and help Vastari boost her attack power up, but it's a very niche combo. Vastari's fun. She often gets removed before you can really use her, but if you can use her, it's pretty cool. And she is going to be important for something that we're going to talk about in just a few cards. Blackworm Necromancer. So this guy is very reliant on the guards and the Drain and Necromancer's amulets that you have, because his summon effect is that if you have more health than your opponent, you summon a random creature from your discard pile. Also, the Order of the Black Worm was the cult that Manamarco founded, so Blackworm Necromancer is one of his cultists. That's why we have them here. Anyway, his summon effect his summon effect is extremely powerful to be able to bring something back from the graveyard, back from the discard pile, whatever you want to call it. However, it is completely random. So it could bring back, let's say that our Mana Marco died, it could bring Mana Marco back, or it could bring back a Wandering Skeleton. So, uh, regardless, having a creature come back from the discard pile is a benefit for sure. You're getting two creatures on the board, conditionally, I suppose, but you're getting two creatures on the board for the cost of six. It's just a matter of, are you getting value for that, or is it really not worth the cost? Because at the end of the day, Blackworm Necromancer is a 4/4, so you should at least be wanting to get a 2/2 to get your total value for the 6 cost that you played. Moving on, we have the Bone Colossus. So the Bone Colossus is a 5/5. He is like Skeleton Champion's dad, but Skeleton Champion might be like his cooler son, let's say. Bone Colossus, though, very cool card. Summon effect is that it fills the lane with 1/1 skeletons. Other friendly skeletons have +1/+1. So whereas other friendly skeletons have +1/+1. So whereas Skeleton Champion has this summon effect, Bone Colossus has an active effect, which means that he is constantly buffing creatures up that are on the board. Meanwhile, Skeleton Champion, he distributes the buff as soon as he's played, and then the buff doesn't go out anymore. Bone Colossus, also pretty cool. Doesn't give the buff to himself, he knows, but he will give a buff to Skeleton Champion if he's on board. And Skeleton Champion can give a buff to Bone Colossus. So they're kind of friends in that sense. Maybe they're family members, maybe they're lovers. I don't really know. I know that I just said they might be father and son, but maybe it's something different. I don't know. Um, anyway, that got weird. Moving on, Worm King's Agent, another 4/4, but this time it's for 7. The Worm King is, of course, Mana Marco, so this guy is one of his agents. Um, this summon effect is very powerful, but it's also very situational. So you deal 2 damage to a creature, and then the Worm King's agent has Slay, summon a 2/2 Worm Thrall with Guard. You're really reliant on there being a creature that you can kill. Now, Worm King's agent technically could kill one of your own creatures, so if you had a skeleton out that you were willing to sacrifice, you could turn it into a 2/2 Worm Thrall with Guard, which is a pretty powerful thing. It can also just be used to finish off some creatures, so he's very handy to have around. I think the stat line and the magicka cost they're very intriguing with this card. It makes it basically only playable in some circumstances. And before this deck, I'd never actually owned these cards. I had to craft them myself for the deck. I'd only ever played them through either arena mode or like Barrelzar's Tinkering, but they're a lot of fun, I have to say. So I enjoyed the effect, and I think that you guys will see that they're fun to play with in game. Okay, getting up to our really high cost stuff, we have the Gravesinger, and we only have one. I'm treating him basically like he's a unique creature because he might as well be. So, at the end of your turn, summon the highest cost creature from your discard pile and give it charge. At the end of the turn, put it on the bottom of your deck. So not only does Gravesinger bring back a specific creature from your discard pile, uh, he will put it back in your deck once you're done. That way you can use it again. So he kind of gives you 3 uses of a card. When you summon a card from the discard pile with Gravesinger, you actually get to reproc the summon effect as well. So there's a really fun game. I think it's like game 5 or 6. It's later on in the video. We get a lot of value out of Gravesinger, which is super fun because there was a deck that I did. It's like the most popular one on my channel, I believe. Alone and Angry was the deck. And the Gravesinger, I don't think it procced once for me. So it was really satisfying to have a game where this thing actually went off. And if you're going to watch any video in particular, I'd recommend watching that one. It's a scout game. There were 2 scout games in this. It's the second scout game. Anyway, Gravesinger's fun, fits the necromancy theme. And moving on, we have the man, the myth, the legend. I guess the Mer, the myth, the legend, Mana Marco. He is a 10 cost 6/6, just like Gravesinger. And the summon effect is very unique for this game. So you summon a creature from your opponent's discard pile. There's been a lot of discard pile shenanigans that have happened over the years, but generally stealing something from your opponent's discard pile is not seen too frequently. And being able to straight up summon a creature from your opponent's discard pile is crazy. This thing's like Reanimate, but you can steal something. And Mana Marco is like Reanimate, which I would have included in this deck if I had it, to be honest with you, but I don't. Um, but Mana Marco is like Reanimate. Mana Marco then is basically unparalleled in his ability to just straight up steal your thing and summon it on the same turn. So you can get insane amounts of value from Mana Marco, provided your opponent has something dead in their discard pile already. This thing kind of kills Midnight Burial as well, and there's actually kind of a funny thing you'll see later with Mana Marco and Midnight Burial kind of coinciding. So it's kind of interesting that I said that. But yeah, Mana Marco, he's the reason that I made that video, and he's the reason that I made this deck. So he is also the reason that we might get a few wins. Who knows? And then Soul Burst. So Soul Burst is an event that Mana Marco caused in the second era. It's the catalyst event for the Elder Scrolls Online, and it's a cool card in this game too. It costs 13, which is actually unobtainable unless you have unique creatures or the ring. So Soul Burst here, it costs one less for each unique creature in your discard pile, and then you get to banish a creature, and you get to deal 3 damage to all enemy creatures. So I really, really like this card. I think it's super, super fun. The only problem is it's hard to get actual. Um, it's hard to play it because we only have 2 unique creatures. We have Vastari and Mana Marco. So we either have to have the ring and still have a charge by turn 12 to play this, or we have to have Vastari or Mana Marco dead. If we draw Soul Burst before either of those 2 things happen, um, we're kind of screwed. But that's the basic idea with the deck. I think I explained everything. Lightning Bolt is just here because magic and sorcery and whatnot, but everything else kind of just here because it's undead and necromancy and yeah. So anyway, I'm going to get on to editing this video, and you should get on to watching the rest of it at this point. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, we're up against S.H. Cooper, or Scooper, the Perfect, on a, let's see here, on a 75 card Telvanni deck. This is our one of Gravesinger in the list, but I'm going to have to throw him back. Doesn't seem like a good draw to have on turn 1 in our first hand. This is much more respectable, although generally speaking, I don't like drawing prophecies in my opening hand, and we have 2 of them. I believe there were 9 in the deck, so now we're down to 7. I will play the Barrowstalker. One thing that's nice about this deck is that it's very heavy on the guards, so we're always going to be pretty well protected. Now Scooper has the perfect tag, which I'm I'm always warning people about, because it's a dead giveaway that you played during Invade, or you participated in Invade. At least most of the time it is. This thing would become a 2/3, which is pretty dumb. I want to get rid of his Territorial Vipers because Necromancer loops with Vipers are really obnoxious. Only had 1, or he's got the other 2 in his hand. Or it's Singleton. Could be Singleton. Singleton Telvanni could be fun. Although Galen is a pretty standard card to be running. Just in general. I'm going to take this opportunity to hit him. Skeletal Champion is not doing anything in my hand. And maybe we'll get some value from Worm King's Agent on the next turn, but it's pretty unlikely. Skinned Hound I don't mind, but it's pretty slow. I guess it's better to get it out now than never, you know? And so far, our deck looks like a pretty standard sorcerer list, so Skinned Hound is probably the first giveaway for him that we're on something kind of stupid. Headless Zombie threatens to get back a Piercing Twilight. Also kind of makes him... It's a very, like, forcing card, you know? So I'll play it. And then if he kills this, I have Worm King's Agent to get the kill on this. If he silences this, or Mummify, that's fine too. Either way, Worm King's Agent is a good follow-up here. I also turned the audio up on the game because I had it very low for a while. I think Worm King's Agent is fine here. And I'm going to save the Piercing Twilight until I get confirmation on what he Galened in. That way I can potentially get rid of it. That is what he Galened in. Okay. He might have grabbed another one. Yikes. Okay, well, we can deal an amount of damage to that. We'll also be able to steal one with Mana Marco, potentially. He's really not giving me an opportunity to play Bonewalker, is he? Okay. So yeah, he may have pulled another one of these, because he's got one in his hand, also. There's Incano. Yeah, this is already looking really, really bad. Headless Zombie to threaten getting my Worm King's Agent back. And maybe now's the time for Skeleton Champion. This whole situation really sucks, to be honest. Your time has come. Siege, yeah, I had a feeling they were Singleton. Just had kind of the vibe. So we'll be seeing a Mushroom Tower. I'd imagine they're going to sacrifice this Tree Minder here. Playing with the Mundus Stone, too. Okay. Oh, well, Bone Stalker, or Bone Walker, I guess, with some actual value. Yeah, because now we get the kill on this. Okay, cool. Boom, boom. Worm King's Agent comes back into our hand. I'll play it over here this time. Yeah, it seems like a pretty solid turn from both him and me. Scooper. I feel like I've seen that name before. It's not someone on my friends list, though. Don't believe. We'll see about this. There's the Mushroom Tower. We do still have lightning bolts that might be able to deal with this. Black Soul Gem could be good to get down. And I am kind of into this move. It's the only way our Piercing Twilight is going to get value. Get rid of Laneth. 2, 3. So he's got another one in his hand. Or no. Yeah, we got rid of the 3 created by Galen, so he's got the other one in his hand. And then we'll do this, and then we'll do that. Getting a buff on these Bone Walkers is going to be nice. You know, that's something that I've genuinely forgot to do in my Singleton lists recently, is to put the Dragon Priest mask in there. Spoils. No man can deny his destiny. And Martin. Okay, I think we lose. I think we've been bested once again by the Skill Stone and the Mushroom Tower. I mean, Mundus Stone can be fun, but it's another one of those just heavy RNG things that um, that Legends kind of pushed towards more or less, specifically near the end of its life cycle. Mundus Stone has been in the game since launch, but
I'll be back.
oh, cool. Yeah, Mundus Stone has been in the game since launch, but a lot of the more recent things, like Invade specifically, um, that are just very upsetting, are more recent additions. I think College, that came out with the Heroes of Skyrim update. But that's also kind of it's RNG, but like not really. I think you sacrifice that one. Yeah. Drain is a better keyword to have, even if it's a 1/1. Regen and Breakthrough. I think the only oh, see, that's annoying. Oh, with the ward. Wow. Yeah, we just lose. Double warded. Oh, well, that's better. Yeah. How do we come back from this? I don't even have a card in my hand to buff with the Black Soul Gem on. I need to draw Soul Burst, but even Soul Burst isn't gonna... Well, I do have the ring. I've got 3 ring charges still because my hand has been horrible. So I can use Soul Burst if that happens. I'm going to get rid of the lethal. Gain a little bit more health, which is not really good in this instance because he can drain without repercussion, but I didn't really have another move that I could do. There's a Dark Seducer. Awesome. With Regenerate. Sacrifice the... Oh, I guess the Breakthrough or the Regen one. We're fine. Find sacrifice targets. Okay, if Soul Burst isn't the draw this turn, I think we're done. Headless Zombie doesn't do anything. Literally doesn't do a single thing. I can get my Lightning Bolt back, potentially, but this person, for all I know, is running Swift Strike. Probably going to play out their hand to... that could be Swift Strike, actually. Probably going to play out their hand, though, to just attempt to get charge. Yeah. Well. Ah, the Necromancer's Amulet. Awesome. Okay. Good game. That one was really rough. Telvanni is just a super strong deck for us to go up against.
Your blood stands forth. Should have been more words.
Alrighty. Okay, we're up against God-Chosen Memes. The Dragonborn. They're at rank 7. They're higher than we are. Higher than I've been in probably like 4 months. I really haven't been on as much, haven't been playing as much, and when I do play, I've just been trying to have fun with like interesting decks. I haven't really been trying to climb. Maybe that could be my next big Legends thing, is actually trying to hit Legend one day. I mean, I have hit Legend in the past, but it's been a while. So God Chosen Memes is on a 74 card scout deck, so we will have Ayleid Guardians to look forward to in the future, I'd imagine. Or maybe nothing at all if they don't play. I've never talked about why I use the Imperial Spellsword lady here. I just think she looks really cool, and I like the emotes that she has quite a bit. I really like the Implore one. Oh, is this Yagram's Scout? I've never seen Workshop Scout. I usually see Workshop Sorcerer, but I could totally see a Okay. I can totally see a way where it would work. Oh, Jesus. Come on, really? Back to back? Um, anyway, I could totally see a way where it would work in Scout because you still have access to Solitaire. Now you just have Ayleid Guardians as well. Okay, I'm gonna unmute him. Okay.
I'm back.
Hey, my turn. Bonewalker is, I'm realizing it's such a like,
Cunning.
okay, is this person gonna do this every time I make a move? Bonewalker's not a good card to have in your hand.
Cunning.
It's really much better as like a, just a pure prophecy. Okay, 5. What is 5? What's he? Oh, Thorn Hist Mage. Okay, makes sense. Headless Zombie. These are bad cards to draw. These are really bad. Draw the Dark Guardian over here, I suppose. So, why does he have so many cards thrown into this deck? Because if you're doing a workshop deck, you'd probably want it to be a little bit slimmer, right? So the Necromancer's Amulet, interestingly, is very different looking in this game than how it looks in other games. It's usually like a green amulet. It technically got the skull on it, which is correct, but um, kind of leads me to believe that this is not the Necromancer's Amulet. It's just supposed to be some Necromancer's Amulet. Also, prepare, prepare, prepare to hear him emote at us when we do this.
Cunning.
Yeah, this is God's chosen memer for sure. So we have Halls of the Dwemer probably coming up very soon, and no way to deal with it.
Cunning.
Yep. So I don't even know, man. I don't know what to do. Probably get the negation back. But I don't want to run into mute. I feel like a guy like this runs mute. But who cares? Whatever. Nothing matters. Game is running really slowly. With the ward. Ward is such an annoying thing to have added to a guard because these cards are balanced by their keywords.
I'll fight to my last breath.
And so when you get a card like Mundus Stone to give Treeminder a ward for free, it's just like the worst thing ever. It is so unimaginably annoying. Because then this thing becomes an Evermore Steward that gives you Magicka, and that is a little bit busted. Um,
Cunning.
oh my god. I'm keeping him unmuted at this point. Skeleton Champion can go over here. I think this lane needs the most help.
Cunning.
Still looking for the Halls of the Dwemer.
Cunning.
Some thieves have manners.
You can take my Piercing Twilight.
Most gracious of you.
hmm Does he have... Oh, he's gonna like Forsworn... He's gonna bounce this back into my hand, or into his hand, and then he's gonna steal my Gravesinger, right? At some point. And he rolls charge, of course.
The reach.
Charge is also one of those things. It's just so obnoxious to have run on you. Okay, I'll do that and that.
Cunning.
Hmm. Probably gets rid of my headless zombie. I don't know. I don't know what his move is here.
The hist provides.
You know what a good card is that adds a keyword onto something? It's Feldu. It's the, is he trying to get me to play my negation with that? Anyway, Feldu. It's pretty cool because it's only for one turn that the card has lethal, so you have to make the most out of it. I enjoy it. I think it's cool. Well, we'll do our Bone Colossus, I guess.
Cunning.
I don't know.
Cunning.
I almost can't take it anymore, you know? I almost want to mute him again.
Most gracious of you.
I'm not streaming too, like he's not reacting to things I'm saying. He's just spamming. Like it's for his own fun. I'm not even saying anything that he can hear. I'm not he could be muted for all that he knows, and he's still clicking these buttons. That is insane. Where is the halls of the Dwemer? What are you gonna get rid of? Okay, so skeleton, 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 that way. And then we do a negation on this. Getting rid of Bone Walkers is smart. He didn't run a ward on this thing, so that's good. And Skeleton Champion is pretty good too. So, Skeleton Champion. Not that it honestly changes much, but I guess I could boom, boom, and then I could keep these two. And I could Piercing Twilight
Cunning.
his... What do I want to get rid of?
Cunning.
The Forsworn Guide. I think I want to get rid of those. So, yeah, let's go for that. Because I have Gravesinger to bring this back. Potentially. So we'll do that.
Cunning.
Boom. Boom. Negate that. And then Piercing Twilight to cover. We'll get rid of his Forsworn Guides.
Cunning.
Of which he only had one. Okay, there's Workshop. And does he have the assembled... whatever it's called? The guy. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Nice. Very good turn. Faded Wraith.
Cunning.
Oh my god. This person probably is rank 7 because everyone rage quits against them. Gravesinger, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do against these kind of decks. They're so irritating to play against. Yeah, I'll just play the Gravesinger.
Cunning.
Because it will be a 5/5 when it comes out of the graveyard if the Bone Colossus is still on the field, and if the Bone Colossus comes out or dies and he doesn't deal with Gravesinger, then the Bone Colossus actually will come back. And nice. Then the Bone Colossus will come back though. So it all kind of will work out, I hope. hmm That's not good, but it's gonna have to be whatever. So Skeleton Champion with charge. Again, Soul Burst would be a great draw. Oh, Mana Marco. Oh, and it actually pulls this. Well, we want to get rid of any of his, like, assembled creatures. So, assembled Sentry, probably assembled Sanitizer is better to get rid of. Um, so we'll get rid of those. And then,
Cunning.
this is just for skeletons, right? Other friendly skeletons have +1/+1. So we need to think of a creature. We probably pull Jim Stacy back. Although I really want to steal his automaton, but Jim Stacy could be really good here. So I think that's the plan. Uh, use Mana Marco.
You trusted me.
How foolish. And then we'll pull back Jim Stacy.
Some thieves have manners.
Then he's forced to give us something. He's only got 2 cards in hand, so they're probably both sentimental to him. I will tell you, I've actually rage quit games before. I rage quit a, wait. If he just doesn't give me something. Oh. Oh, shit. Cool. So we dismantle this, and then we kill this with, yeah, that's fine. And then we just wait. Okay, that kind of worked out. So we've got his Jim Stacy now, so if that goes into our discard pile, it could become part of our um, Gravesinger loop. So that'd be neat. Also, if we could get
You're having fun.
Blackworm Necromancers online, that would be cool too. He's got to have a card that's pretty damn good though right here. It's got to be Parthenax. I don't know how it wouldn't be. Wow. Is he just going to let me win?
Oriel, guide me.
12, yeah, I mean,
Oriel, guide me.
I don't really understand what this was. Oh my god, he hits a prophecy. The game continues. Mummify, probably? No, it's a creature. He's choosing where to put it. Okay. uh, does Faded Wraith do anything here? It could, technically. Could technically do something.
I said good
Do
day.
this. Go here. I'll pull something with the Faded Wraith, hopefully. Headless Zombie to get Dismantle back.
Cunning.
That could be used in tandem with Lightning Bolt, so we'll do that. And then our next creature will either be the Headless Zombie or the Skeleton Champion, so that'll be cool. He's going to use a Dismantle. And he got something. What's he going to play? Oh my god, dude. Are you for real? Pulled the one thing. That is so stupid. Oh, Soul Burst is huge.
I assume you're having
Oh, no way. And then hold on. No way. No, 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 no. Because now Gentleman Jim Stacy comes back and he has to give me. Hold on. He doesn't have. Oh, he's gonna roll charge. He's gonna roll charge. No, come on. I gotta beat this guy. I won't be able to live with myself if I don't beat this guy. Whatever this is, he can't play it, and he's got to give it to me with Jim.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, prepare yourself, dude. Adoring fan. Okay, well,
Cunning.
yeah, you know what? I don't actually want to spend all my magicka on Soul Burst. I'll actually do.
long reign, the god
Uh,
of schemes.
does Soul Burst make the most sense? Actually, I think it does. Yep. Do that. Get rid of everything, and we'll see what he can do. I shouldn't have broken his last rune. I really shouldn't have done that. That was dumb. I wasn't even thinking with that move. I was just hitting him with all the damage that I had. Oh, crap. That's fine. I don't have a Necromancer's Amulet anymore. Oh, he's just going to let me win. Thanks. Get the kill with Mana Marco. Oh my god. What? What an annoying match. You notice how he stopped emoting too? Oh, Jesus. Wow. What a game. Okay, we're up against Einar Seitz. Einar Sietz. Something like that. The Mages Guild Archmage. On Ebonheart. And we are off the heels of a victory that it felt like I just crawled out of hell to get back to the land of the living here. Um, that was an insane match that we just played. That was absolutely insane. That was a good, just kind of match that teaches about consequences. Because Mana Marco and Jim Stacy were both very consequential cards in that matchup. I forgot to check and see this person's on, looks like an 84 card deck, perhaps. Turn 4 Vestari could be cool.
The path is wide and clear.
Is this card good? Not even honestly sure. Play Piercing Twilight, just get rid of the rapid shots. It feels like Green Pact Stalker's good. It's a little conditional, but feels like it's good. I don't really play. I've never played like a tribal Wood Elf deck. That could be kind of fun going forward. Oh, it's the same card, man. This card is the bane of my existence. I think I've said it in several videos at this point. Tiny Dragon will always pop up at the most inopportune times and ruin my day. Just make me feel horrible. We have Worm King's Agent for this next turn. And I think we'll just threaten to get the Piercing Twilight back. I actually don't care if I do get it back, but we'll threaten to get it back. So maybe he does take the trade. But Worm King's Agent will be pretty good by itself. Just thrown down to kill this. Yep. Oh, that was pretty good. Okay, well now we have access to this. We actually have a lot of our high-end cards now, right around the time that we're actually able to draw them. We do know that he's running Unrelenting Force though, so if this shout gets up to a level 3... Ulfric Stormcloak. Should I play... This could be kind of fun, actually.
Haven't you ever met a witch?
Play Vestari. She goes up to a 5/4, and then if he kills any of these skeletons or something, I'll play Bone Colossus. If he just kills her... Okay. If he just kills her, I will also play... Oh. Well, that's annoying. That's very annoying. Soul Burst, though. Will... I have to kill this with Vestari. So I think we'll do... Yeah, this should work, because this counts as a skeleton, so this will go up to a 7. That can kill... Yeah, that can kill Nahagli. And this can kill Ulfric. And now he's just flat out down. We are even on health. I think I'll break his rune. Actually, he's got 8 cards in hand. Let's make it 9. I'll give him 9 cards. We've got Soul Burst coming up, and Worm King's Agent here, and Headless Zombie to bring Bastari back, so I think we have a pretty intimidating board. Reanimate. Jeesh. Okay. This, to me, is... Oh, it was almost simple. I need to be able to play Worm King's Agent. So, I think we'll go... Well, maybe it is Black Soul Gem, actually, now that I think about it. Because we go like this. We sacrifice the Worm King's Agent. We get another Thrall down. And maybe Barrowstalker? Barrowstalker Shadow Lane. And I'll just continue hurting him. Actually, I'll make him overdraw. Cool. And then we'll play this Barrowstalker over here. And now we should be kind of safe. Skeletal Dragon. So, okay, he's just gonna leave. Cool. So, yeah, that was a pretty successful match, I guess. We're up against Albertus Period, the Walker of Mundus. They're on Guildsworn. I would be happy to see, like, a Expertise Guildsworn. That'd be so enjoyable to play against right now. Okay. Both of those hands were not very promising. This one might be worse than what we were originally presented with, but if he is playing Expertise, we might have a minute or two to set some stuff up. If he's playing Invade, we've at least got a Lightning Bolt. Okay, wait a minute. I don't know if I've talked to you guys enough about Arcanium Librarian, but this is one of my favorite cards. It is so fun. I used to actually have a deck that was pretty much intended, because yeah, it had a bunch of stuff like that. It's pretty much intended to... Oh man, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun matchup, regardless of who wins. I don't even care. This... Just take a turn to do that. Yeah, because I haven't featured Arcanium Librarian on my channel yet. So the idea with this card is you build an entire deck around it that's just draw. I should probably explain what it does. It gains +1 when you draw a card during your turn. It's really, really fun. Bonewalker, sure. Bonewalker. Comes a 3/4. Yeah, see, every card that he has draws something so far.
I'll be back.
Nice.
Should've just
So a
let me pick your
7/7
pocket.
Mana Marco and a 7/7 Gravesinger. Pretty cool. I really don't want to keep putting these cards down because they're not going to get buffed onto by the Black Soul Gem, and it's just going to be a waste of Black Soul Gem buffs, but I kind of have to do something, right? It's a good card for him to get. He's going to steal something else. We know that he can't steal Mana Marco or Gravesinger, though, so that's cool. He could steal something big still. He could steal, like, Soul Burst or God knows what. We don't have the ring this game, too. That is super important. Oh my god. So, I play a lot of these very draw-heavy decks, and I can tell you, one thing that we can absolutely do to him now is similar to what we did to the person in the last game, is you can just very easily abuse people that um, play super draw-heavy decks like this, because they're going to have too many cards in their hand, and they're going to overdraw some stuff. And usually they can't put up enough of a defense against like that kind of playstyle because every one of their cards is drawing something. Now, see, that's a good defense because it was a card that I gave him.
Should've just let me pick your
Um,
pocket.
but even still, that's not enough. It's really not enough. Blackworm Necromancer could be cool. Oh, it is enough because he has my Necromancer's Amulet. Blackworm Necromancer will bring back something. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, not enough. And Blackworm Necromancer over here. See what we get. Another Bonewalker.
I'm back.
It's a really good lane to get that in. We'll negate that, and then he overdraws again. And now we're coming up on Gravesinger, which should pull back our Blackworm.
Should've just let me pick your pocket.
I didn't see how many cards Albertus has, but he's got a lot in his deck.
They will die by the Prince of Blood.
Induril Archmage. Pretty good. I think that killing this lane could be fine. Because we can draw that back with Gravesinger now. Or we can pull that back with Mana Marco, and then we can pull our Blackworm back with Gravesinger, is what I meant. And Ice Storm. Okay. Very interesting. Do I really want an Induril Archmage? I don't think I do. I don't really know what I want. Gravesinger we should probably wait on actually until Mana Marco dies, so I'm gonna hold my cards.
You call it theft, I call it murder.
I sell
Is he
cures
trying to
for all
oh, he's trying to
ages.
unite. Shit. That's what he was doing. I think, right? That's gotta be it. Yeah, that's gotta be it. We could lose here in the next turn. He's got purple, red, yellow, and blue. He just needs to generate a green card.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Soul Burst would be very cool. There's Thorana. Oh man, pulling Thorana out of his graveyard could be really nice.
I
Although I don't know how we're going to kill it anymore.
They'll be needing a poultice.
Skeleton champion. This could pull back another Blackworm Necromancer. Be kind of cool. Though I don't mind it pulling back a Restless Templar either.
Feel my power.
Okay, that got 0 value. uh, We really want to contest this. Is he gonna Experimental Scroll?
Now I understand.
I think he is. This is much more enjoyable to play against, though, than that last atrocity that we were forced to sit through.
I'm here to help, not play politics.
Like, I'm trying to figure out what his deck is. He's got all premium cards. Albertus is a fun matchup. Yeah, now he shuffles more of those in. So his Thorana actually does survive, which is unfortunate for me, but pretty good for him.
Yes, murder.
Unless I can get a... Oh man, he stole my Black Soul Gem too. Did he score Breakthrough on every single one? Is that what... Does Experimental Scroll unify the keywords? No, he didn't even get keywords from that. What did he get keywords from? Now I'm confused. How did he get Breakthrough? Oh, the mentors. Okay, okay, sorry. I was a few steps behind. I'll play the Grave Singer, I guess. And so we'll see. We'll swing into that.
I didn't sign up to kill.
Yep, that definitely had to die. Or not die, but be, you know, pushed out.
Now, where was
Now he's got more prophecies.
I
There's the
can't
Worm King's
stand
agent.
interruptions.
Okay.
I don't know it all, but
So he's really turned this around. I need a Soul Burst to even have a chance, but
now
he
I
wins regardless.
understand.
No, Soul Burst doesn't do anything, because I don't have enough Magicka. And there's the Necromancer's Amulet. So what I said before during the deck explanation is basically you need this to come down in the first like 10 or so turns. And my opponent actually did get that to come down in the first few turns because he stole mine. Or rather, he copied mine.
You've not seen my light.
But yeah, that was a super fun game. So Albertus, I don't know what your whole... Oh, you were on Singleton. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what your whole deck was about, but I appreciate it. Thank you for the unique game, if you ever watch this. Man is also running Arcane Enchanter. GG. We are up against King Spartan 101. They're the founder. I used to run that tag for a long time, but I switched it to the Learned. King Spartan is on Scout. This is the second Scout deck we've seen today. And they're on a 66 card Scout deck. This opening hand might be the most promising opening hand we've had in a while. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't play the Mana Marco or the Gravesinger for like a very long time in that last match, it's basically because of what you saw. He had just a way to remove it instantly, and it was just a huge waste of tempo. So Nice. God. So I decided that it would make more sense for me to just hold on to it until I was forced to play it, you know? Again, we don't have the ring. Oh my god. I'm sorry guys, but like King Spartan 101, if you are a viewer of this channel, please stop. Just stop. It's not worth it, man. Who's ever gonna want to play this game when there's people like doing this type of degeneracy at rank 9 even? This isn't even high level play. This is like super low on the ladder.
No man can deny destiny.
Okay, that needs to be silenced. Absolutely. Ooh, Mana Marco too to steal that back later. Every time I see Mana Marco, it's like I forget that he was in my deck. I think we actually play Vestari, and my reason is next turn I have Negation Twilight, so it seems like a pretty good play.
We make our stand for Cyrodiil!
Okay, not too bad. He actually is getting no value from Martin right now as well, so there is a case to be made that I should just continue hitting him, and I will. I will even break his runes because I had a Dark Guardian. And then we'll get another Dark Guardian refunded. Could get rid of his giant bats, but it's not too big of a point to do that. So Blackworm Necromancer over here, and then we can guarantee we get another guard over here. And Bone Colossus would kind of ruin him. That is not fun, though. That's kind of annoying.
Make our stand for Cyrodiil!
He is having to use all of his magicka, though. And, ooh, does Skeleton Champion? No, Bone Colossus makes more sense. I think I could clear this lane out more, though. Get more value for the Bone Colossus. He's only going to be generating a few oh, who cares? Who cares? 2, 4, 8, 11, 14. Could drop him to 6. He still doesn't really have too many threats. Drain Vitality actually is a pretty big threat, so I'll kill this. And then we'll do this. This. I still have Negation too, which is something I'm keeping in mind. And I still have the Skeleton Champion to add 6 damage to the board. Odinaran Necromancer brings back Giant Bat. So he's kind of out of ideas.
We make our stand
Yeah,
for
okay. I
Cyrodiil!
think that was a pretty easy win, all things considered. I love that Skeleton Champion can even buff up the Bone Colossus. Like, he's just, yeah, and he's gonna leave. But I was gonna say, Skeleton Champion is just the boss. We're up against Phantom 069, and they're on a 100 card Daggerfall deck with the perfect tag. There's a lot of tags in this game, guys. Many, many tags you can choose from. But we'll see if this is Daggerfall Invade. If it is, I could lose to it.
I slay the unworthy.
If it's not, then that would be appreciated.
Should have been more worthy.
The hist shall heal you.
Why do I keep drawing Bone Walkers? This is so unfortunate. I want them to be given to me on Prophecy, not just like randomly gifted. Okay, kind of rude. Kind of bizarre to use the negation on.
I've got to get out of here! I don't want to die!
Yeah, kind of bizarre. Do we just play the other Bone Walker? I don't even know how to stop this. Got no idea. Okay, Wandering Skeleton.
Nothing gets past me.
I've always wanted that card. Wow. Sheesh. That's crazy. Yeah, I've always wanted that card though. The Emeric's Warlord, but I just don't have it in my collection. Okay, we could get the Bone Colossus out if we need to.
Don't worry, I'll make
Okay.
this quick.
Which I think we do need to. I don't know what this card is in his hand, but it's scaring me. So we can set up for Bone Colossus, right? We could do Lightning Bolt, Barrow Field Lane to contest, gain some health back, and then we can lay down a Bone Colossus in the Shadow Lane. See what he plays. He's at 2 cards a turn. I'm not really looking to
Wrong place for a
give him
midnight
anything.
stroll.
And we'll play the Bone Colossus. So 15 damage on board. Okay, no longer 15 damage on board. Piercing Twilight to get rid of his Enchanted Rings or Negation. Probably Negation. This could be Singleton as well. Yeah, okay, Negation. And I will continue attacking him a bit just because he's an item deck and item decks are typically not the strongest things. Restless Templar seemed like the move to bring back with Headless Zombie before, but it could be Negation now. The thing is, it could be Lightning Bolt as well. I think I'll lay down the Headless Zombie. And we'll get a Negation back. And because he's an item deck with 100 cards, I'll hit him. That could be Manic Jack, but it's probably Cloak and Dagger. Could also be the Sorcerer Twins. Okay, what is he going to get rid of mine? The Bone Colossus. It was probably good that I played mine to get the negation back then. Oh, did he? He doesn't remember.
I come bearing gifts.
Okay, he might remember. I don't know. Black Soul Gem is a crazy draw. Because now we actually have a Faded Wraith in our hand to have that proc with. So if I kill this, then I negation this. That will allow 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 damage through, and he is going to have a very tough time. I think that sounds good. Play negation. That is the wrong card, sir.
Wrong place for
Oh, come on. Buff onto the Faded Wraith, please. Begging you. Okay, and I'll honestly... Oh, wait, no. I'm not going to crack my ring, because Soul Burst can't be activated currently. Although, was that stupid? That might have been really stupid. Because he's going to buff this thing up like crazy now. If he gets a ward on that, it might be game over. Come on.
Is mine. I abhor
Come on.
violence.
Okay, get the Necromancer out of your hand.
Feel my power.
What are you going to bring back? That's what I get. I'll just swing these for fun, and then I'll lay this down over here. See, again, I needed the Necromancer's Amulet in this matchup. Absolutely crucial piece of this deck. Skeleton Champion would be a pretty welcome draw as well.
How can Uncle Crassius help?
Your orders.
Drake.
Wait, where are you going?
I'll be back. Ha! You did not gonna say that, did you?
That's what you always say.
I do?
Everybody keeps waiting for you to work it in. It's kind of like your calling card.
Shell. Please don't have anything else. Please no more items. Please no guards. Oh, good. Good. Okay. This. Then we kill this. I know he's gonna gain some cards, but did the Fated Wraith really not get anything? Okay. How much magicka do I have? Or do I need 12 to play all of these? Do I want the lightning bolt? I probably want the lightning bolt, right? Okay, yeah. Just get every Dark Guardian in the Cosmos, and we'll have a grand old time. Okay, I'm not going to hit him. I'm prepared for kind of anything with all the guards. A bunch of stuff with an improvised weapon and unstoppable rage would be pretty devastating.
We'll put a stop to their tricks.
You know what? This isn't too bad, though.
I feel a storm coming.
Yeah, this can absolutely be dealt with.
We'll put a stop to their
No, that's a little bit more.
One person's trash is another's treasure. A find like this belongs in a museum. A find like this belongs in
Nice.
a museum.
I really like the Ratway Prospector. If you guys saw my Indiana Jones deck, had a lot of fun with that card. Okay, we'll get rid of this one. And then what? Then we win. Go 1, 2, 6. Alright, GG. It wasn't invade. We're up against a Ballaroo at 180. Or Balauer. 180. This is kind of okay. It's kind of okay to keep. I'll take it. This guy also has the perfect tag, by the way.
This won't take long.
So if you thought I was just being an asshole earlier, I think this is the third one we've seen. Like, there's more that can be equipped to your account. But if you want to run perfect, that's fine. Perfect is it's a perfectly fine thing to run, I suppose. It's usually just for me. It's a dead giveaway that you play Invade, because if you don't know, the perfect tag is acquired. It's like an achievement, basically. It's acquired by having one creature with every keyword on it. And before Invade, it was kind of hard to do, so that was a cool tag to have. But now, with Invade, it's very easy. You just have one game where you pop off with the portal, and then you get every keyword. Okay, I'm really gonna feel a little bad about playing like Sorcerer's Negation on this, but there's more Bone Walkers. But I want to get all of the items out of his hand, or all of the actions out of his hand, and then I want to play Sorcerer's Negation on this.
Let's shed some light on the problem.
There is another one. Okay, Crystal Tower Crafter, for anyone that doesn't know, it gains +1/+1 after you play an action. So that is why he's kind of keeping up with me really well. Now we'll see what he does here, but so far I've had at least an answer for everything that he's had so far. And the reason I'm holding on to my negation so heavily is because it can kill it can kill the Crystal Tower Crafter at any point, so I don't really need to worry. I'm actually totally okay to be a little bit down in this position because now I have cards like this. And Worm King's Agent is actually phenomenal here instead of using a negation on that. So we'll go over here, kill that, and gain a guard. And now we've got not an equal board state, but I'm blocking his Flame Atronach, and he's got to deal with that. So providing threats is kind of an important principle.
The elements are mine to control.
Now that is a good target for negation. That is an amazing target for negation.
I have you now.
I would like to get something over here as well, so we'll play
Your time
this,
has come.
negate this, and this is going to be a very low value Skeletal Champion if I play it. I think getting rid of his Lightning Bolts could be really good though, because we are very low on health, so getting rid of Lightning Bolts is something I'm very interested in. And we got rid of all three, so that's great. We still have a negation left over and a Bone Colossus to pull on him whenever he's feeling too cozy. Oh, yep, that's a good negation target. It's probably an even better Soul Burst target, but I don't really have that luxury right now. And then I guess my other question, I still can't play Black Soul Gem. That sucks. So, oh, that doesn't even kill that. Ooh, yikes. Math. Math is sometimes hard. Yeah, I thought that would, for some reason, bring it down to death range. I think he should, yeah, I was going to say, he should kill that first, because by this point it should be obvious I'm on a skeleton deck. Okay, and there's the third Bone Walker, not on Prophecy. Play a Bone Colossus, and don't think I can afford hitting him, but
Nicely
maybe
done.
it's the right move. Thank you.
You have my gratitude.
Oh, how much damage is this? 11, 15. If I hit him now, he goes to 24. 24 minus 15 is 9. Then we'd have more health than him. Then I could play a Black Worm Necromancer and potentially get something good. I don't really have anything bad in my discard pile right now other than this Worm Thrall. But even still, that's a guard, so that could be the move if none of these guys die. We're of course not winning. Okay, and see, that's annoying. So we'll have to put some resources. Ooh, we were at 15. Now we're at 21 actually. Or no, 20. Now we're at 20. I think he's. I mean, he's so close to winning. There's no way that we even have a shot here. Let me count. So 6 plus 9 is 15. It's 5, yeah, 20. Not enough for those of you keeping track at home. I could play a Black Soul Gem. And then I could play a Skeletal Champion. Double guard this. Kill this. I really don't like the idea of giving him more cards, but it is literally a last-ditch effort to kill him, so this is what we had to do, but yeah, he's likely going to win now.
Well fought.
Good game. He could have Ice Spikes. I mean, he could lay down 5 creatures, and we die. And that's 4 damage right there. Although I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. So, still kind of close. If he kills this, these drop in attack and defense, meaning he could get a little bit of breakthrough. can't play any Atronach now. So actually, oh, and Mana Marco. Oh, Mana Marco! Mana Marco brings this back for the kill. Oh shit. Oh my god. No, 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 no. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh no! No! That was so good! Oh, nice. I wasn't even thinking about that. Oh my god, that was so, so good. Oh man, wow. What an exciting match. We're up against Gold Rowboat, the Miraculous. They're on a Tribunal deck, and they are at 75 cards. You know, this series of games has been really enjoyable. This is a bad hand. It's been really enjoyable for a few matches. I am not including an invade match that I played earlier because I was just getting really upset with it, and it wasn't fun. Um, so I'm not going to include that. But as a whole, oh, and I say that, and this guy's playing Midnight Burial. Uh, but I think that as a whole, these decks, I've played some fun people, and I was actually really happy to see that guy get lethal um, in that last match. That was very creative. I don't know if I would have found that. Maybe if I'd spent a little bit more time looking at the board. He's also playing with Mana Marco. Maybe he saw my lore video. But, you know, when I see people playing fun stuff like Mono Intelligence, it just makes me happier with the game because it makes me see that people are experimenting and people are playing stuff without necessarily the intent to win. I mean, everybody's trying to win, but you're also trying to have a good time, right? And I feel like a lot of the decks in this game just they siphon fun away from the other person. But that deck that we were playing against was really cool. This guy, I don't know what he's on about. Midnight Burial into Mana Marco is very interesting. I actually want to get rid of his Midnight Burials, I think. Or Mana Marco. I get rid of his Mana Marcos. That's what you get for playing Midnight Burial. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention the Mana Marco video itself. It is not getting as many views as I had initially hoped it would. I will be honest, but it seems like everybody that did see it or has seen it has enjoyed it so far. I've gotten a lot of positive comments, and by a lot I mean just a few people that have commented on it. But it's it was a really fun project to work on. So I'm glad that it's actually, you know what, it's getting views now that I look at it here. Is this guy also on skeletons? What a giga chat. Yeah, but it's not getting as many views as I'd hoped it would. Because obviously, when you come out with a YouTube video and you're a content creator, your first thought is like, oh man, wouldn't it be awesome if this got like 10,000 views or something? Not that that was even my expectation, but your first thought is like hoping that your videos will do really well when they come out. So when I say that it's not as many views as I expected, it's not that it's like doing poorly or anything. It's doing about the regular rate that some of my videos do. So if you haven't seen it though, feel free to pop on over. I think that it's a really good summary of the character Mana Marco, and I learned a lot from doing that video. I've researched a ton, read a lot of books about Mana Marco. I did not know about the Necromancers and Mages War, to be honest with you, before recording that. So I thought that was a neat little bit of lore. I knew that he killed, spoiler alert, I guess, but I knew that he killed Vanus Galarian, but I did not know how it happened. So that was very intriguing for me as a longtime fan. Mana Marco's appearance in Oblivion is nothing short of disgusting, though, gotta be honest. So I tried to include as little of him as I could from Oblivion. Uh, I obviously summarized the story of what happens in Oblivion, but I didn't show any clips of him because he's just really embarrassing. And I was trying to make that video, you know, like cool. I was trying to make him look cool because I think that Mannimarco is a very interesting character, and he has the potential to be a pretty cool character. But when you're faced up against like the Oblivion version of him, you're not scared at all. He's not frightening in the slightest. He's just kind of pathetic when you face him in the final battle. What an interesting thing to do. I think gold rowboat here. I'll do that. And I'll barrow stalker over here. Ice storm would be very bad. Can't think of anything else that he would have that would be super bad. Great movie, by the way. Super bad. My friends and I used to watch that movie like multiple times a month. We'd go over after high school and we'd like sit in the basement and order a pizza and then just buy some candy from Walgreens. Mechanical Heart, nice. Buy some candy from Walgreens and watch Superbad. Whenever the night got late, it was like, hey, want to watch Superbad? Okay. The threat of Vastari could be pretty potent. Especially after if this is another javelin. Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen... Wow, is this an alt art Loyal Housecarl? I like it. I think it looks cool. I'll throw down this Gravesinger. So we'll threaten bringing back a Vastari that would be 6/4 if everything remained on the board. And that would be enough damage, I think, to reproc the Mechanical Heart. Okay, if he swings like this, then we play Wandering Skeleton into that. By the way, Tribal Skeletons is something that I've always wanted to do, but I never really had like a purpose to do it because I didn't have the cards, right? I didn't have the Worm King's Agents, and I didn't have the Bone Colossus in my... I didn't have like 2 of them in my collection. And I didn't have Vastari for a long time. So I had to kind of craft this deck over a long period of time, and then because I was doing the Mannimarco lore video, I actually bought a card pack for this. Spent like 20 bucks opening cards, and the whole reason that I did it was just to get enough soul gems from copies of cards that I already had, so that way I could craft a new set. So my opponent is actually putting up a good fight here. This is really nice. Like this, and then like this, and like this. And I think we could potentially hold on to the Faded Wraith longer, but because it's a 5 cost and we've got, plans with Soul Burst maybe next turn, I'm just gonna play it. And yeah, this is really nice to refill my hand. And I think I mentioned this in the previous video that sometimes it's really hard to remember, like, oh yeah, I should use my Magicka this turn. because I can't successfully use it next turn. Even though maybe I would have liked to have gotten more buffs on my Fated Wraith, it wouldn't really have made sense to have kept it. If he plays something that needs to be banished, you know, I've got Soul Burst to do that. And yeah, routing back to the channel, I am trying to diversify my content a bit more, and I know the algorithm doesn't really like that, but and I know that, you know, viewers don't really like that all the time either. So I noticed that when I uploaded the kind of teaser of me working on it behind the scenes in the what's the word for it? The community tab. Somebody unsubscribed shortly after I posted that. And then after I posted the video, I actually had 2 people unsubscribe, which was a little, you know, disheartening, to say the least. And now, does he have anything that I can just immediately kill him with? Give a creature +2 and guard. No. Archcannon Sarioni would buff these guys up. We'd have 6 damage over there. Then I wouldn't be able to do anything. Soul Burst would do 3 damage over here, then none of it's really enough, is it? Because the Magicka cost is so taxing. We can play Blackworm Necromancer and just see what we get. Okay, we got the Gravesinger. Pretty good pull, actually. So we'll go like this, and then like this. That buffs up our Mana Marco. And now I think we're in an actual position to win the game. If he gets drained with this, that'd be kind of obnoxious, but it wouldn't completely derail us, I don't think. It seemed like he was really struggling to stay alive with the cards that he had in his hand on last turn, so I don't know if much is going to have changed. Yeah, I think Drain might have been his only hope, but even still, I've got 11 on the board. And 46 health. Oh, Manticora, that's good.
Repel the Outlanders.
Soul Burst, though, does end the game. So, good game. Love seeing a Soul Burst victory. And we'll let the Fated Wraith get the win because it helped us out quite a bit. GG. Alright guys, I think that's going to be the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed the matches. I thought we had some really fun ones and some that were a little more typical, I guess, of modern day Legends, but you know, that's what you got to put up with these days. So, yeah, thank you guys for stopping by, and please feel free to check out the Mana Marco lore video. Like I said in the last game, I put a lot of time into that video, so um, you know, if anybody goes to check it out, it's genuinely very appreciated. Um, and without further ado, I guess I will see you guys in the next one. So peace out, take care, and talk to you soon. Goodbye.